Hi everyone, myself Dr. Prasad Koti. Now welcome to my new class series on scientific foundations of health. This particular class was on with good health and its balance for positive mindset. This is part one. Like that, a series of classes I am taking on this particular topic, that is scientific foundation of health. This particular class video, I'm covering the topics like what is health, why health is very important now, and what influences our health. So the classes are available in my YouTube channel, My Intuition. Please do like my videos and share to the maximum. Even the object type questions and the answers will be shared soon in the coming classes along with this class video, based on this class video also. Okay, so the first point, what is health? According to the World Health Organization, that is WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. It can be physical health, or it can be mental health, or social well-being, all together. Because if it is in good condition, is there, then only we call it as we have a good health. In which the physical health, if you say a person's physical health, that means that his body or all part of his body, including the skin membrane, does not have any disease, then we can say he has got a physical health. While the mental and the social health, it is the ability of a person to complete the social task which is entrusted to him without any defect or error. Now, other term comes, what is the wellness. Again, World Health Organization (WHO) defined wellness as the optimal state of health of individuals and groups, and it is expressed as a positive approach of living. Now, if you take the health versus wellness approach, the primary difference between health and wellness is that health is the goal and wellness is the active process of achieving that particular goal. Okay, so it is a wellness is the active process of achieving the health. While you cannot choose the state of health, but you can consciously choose wellness by living your life responsibly and taking proactive steps for your well-being. Now, what are the risk factors which are harmful to good health, or the risk factor, or the harmful factors which are affecting our good health? Risk factors are they are the conditions which increases a person's risk of illness or getting injured. Some of the risk factors which can be harmful to a good health are like smoking, which is a major risk factor for lung cancer and cardiovascular diseases. Then drinking alcohol, which can cause liver damage or stroke, heart diseases, cancer, etc. Then unprotected sex, which spreads the diseases which include a human immunodeficiency virus, that HIV. And extreme physical activity or sports, which may lead to the broken bones and other types of injuries. So these are the risk factors which are harmful to good health. Now, what are the dimensions of wellness, or which are the 6 dimensions of wellness? The 6 dimensions of wellness are physical wellness, intellectual wellness, emotional wellness, environmental wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness. Okay, now first one, that is physical wellness. That is, by being physically fit, a person would have an enhanced ability to prevent illness and diseases. That means doing exercise develops healthy mind and healthy body. An inactive lifestyle, it can be avoided by increasing the physical activities such as walking or cycling, hiking, etc. Any which even gives us pleasure. It also includes the physical wellness, and even having a good nutrition food, eating a balanced diet, drinking sufficient water in the sense of approximately 8 glasses per day, and getting adequate sleep. These are all promotes a person's physical wellness. Now, the second one, that is intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness, that means mental exercises, such as learning a new theory, that is a mental exercise. Then problem solving, creativity, all will support the intellectual wellness. It also promotes a better attitude. People who learn new things and challenge their mind, they can avoid the mental health problems. The third one, that is a emotional wellness. Emotional wellness, a person with emotional wellness can deal with a stressful situation. A person who is aware of their own feelings, has good self-esteem, and has empathy towards others' feelings, and they are having emotional wellness. Then next one, that is environmental wellness. Environmental wellness, the awareness of improving our natural environment and maintaining it and living in a physically healthy physical environment which is free of hazards or pollutants always promotes wellness. Then next one, that is social wellness. Establishing a good interpersonal relationship and maintaining long-term relationship with family and friends always keep a person happier and healthier. These social circles and support network are always important and individual important, and they are invaluable to the overall well-being of a person. So every individual should have a very good social circle. That comes under the social wellness. Then comes the spiritual wellness. It creates some doubt in a individual's mind. The spiritual wellness does not involve any religion or a faith of a person, but it is a search for the meaning and purpose of the human existence. Spiritual wellness can be achieved through meditation or volunteering work, spending time in nature, and you no need to become a seer at all. So being a human being, that's what spiritual wellness is also about. Then about the principles of health as per the World Health Organization. The principles of health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease of infirmity. That is the definition of health as per WHO. The enjoyment of highest attainable standard of health is one of the fundamental rights of every human being without distinction of race, religion, political belief, economic or social conditions. The health of all people is fundamental to the attainment of peace and security and is dependent on the fullest cooperation of individuals and states. The achievement of any state in the promotion and protection of health is of value to all. Unequal development in different countries in the promotion of health and control of diseases, especially communicable diseases, is a common danger. Then healthy environment, healthy development of the child is of basic importance. The ability to live harmoniously is a changing total environment is essential to such development. The extension to all people of the benefits of medical, psychological, and related knowledge is essential to the fullest attainment of health. Informed opinion and active cooperation on the part of the public are of the utmost importance in the improvement of the health of the people. Governments have a responsibility for the health of their people, which can be fulfilled only by the provision of adequate health and social measures. I just gone through that one because these are the statements or the principles given by the World Health Organization. One should be aware of all those. Now, what is why the health is very important now? Health, it is an important role in feeling happy, feeling to get happiness, as there are many people who suffer from diseases, but the health enables them to fight diseases. As a result, they achieve physical fitness and feel comfortable or enjoy their life like any other normal person. So the importance of good health in a person's life, uh, it can to serve himself or to the nation and community. That means a healthy person is a person who is able to serve himself, his nation, and his community. When the disease develops, the person becomes dependent on other people and cannot meet his different needs in life, which affects his mental health as well due to the sense of helplessness and weakness. Then the importance of good health in a person's life, to save the cost of treatment and the hassle, difficulty of going to the hospital. A healthy person who is far from the disease sees him saving some money, and he would have spent on the diseases if he neglected his health. So it is always said that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So you see many governments that are exposed to the spread of epidemic. Right now we are facing a epidemic at this era, 2021, 19 to say 2022, it is COVID-19. And the diseases among their members, they spend, the government spent a large part of the money to buy medications to treat these cases. It's the third point which I want to say, that to feel comfortable and happy. Psychologically, healthy people feel comfortable and happy in their livings and enjoy their life well. So I will stress the point that a good health in a person's life is very important one. Then next point, that is the benefits of living healthy. The benefits include say help. It will help you to live longer. It will feel better about yourself. Life insurance becomes cheaper. Control your stress. Then avoid addictions. Protect your sight. The lower medical cost. Increase your fertility. Consider your self-esteem. Become a good example. Okay, so I'll explain one by one. It helps you live longer. That means this is one of the most understandable benefit of living a healthy lifestyle. This is one of the main reason why most people do daily exercises, and they have a healthy diet. They maintain a healthy diet to live longer. Feel better about yourself. One of the main benefit is that living a healthy lifestyle can make you feel more confident than ever before. Exercising can release the hormones to your brain, which will enhance your mood and provide you with a sense of joy and happiness. Then third point, that life insurance becomes cheaper. That is, when you grow older, you may need to purchase life insurance to protect your family in the event of any accidents. You may like the term life insurance policies or the whole life insurance policies, but whatever you choose, whichever you choose, you will face lower premium when you live a healthy lifestyle. Then fourth one, that is control of your stress. In the modern world, we live in a very undoubtedly very stressful life we are living. So those who live a healthy lifestyle have lower levels of stress and anxiety. More stressful life creates more health issues. Now, next point, that is avoid addictions. No matter what kind of addiction you are affected by, a healthy lifestyle filled with exercise will limit your desire for the addictive substance. Protect your sight. It look may not be a well-known aspect of living a healthy lifestyle, but your eyesight can be protected by a healthy diet and proper diet. A better vision as we become aged can be obtained with regular exercises. The next one, lower medical cost. This also look occurred to one, but it is very much understandable that by staying healthy, our medical bills will be significantly lower. It increases your fertility. If you are looking for a fertile future with healthy children, then you need to be healthy. This studies conducted by a famous Harvard University, the researchers, they showed that a higher sperm level among males are obtained or considered or found for those who exercise regularly. Considering your self-esteem, when you exercise regularly, you will usually find yourself feel better, leading to a rise in your confidence, which will lead to a more satisfying life. Then last one, that is become a good example. When your friends, your relatives, your children or your grandchildren observe you exercising and having that healthy lifestyle habits, they'll be more likely to follow you as an example, or they will follow your example, and you will become a good example and will be appreciated by everyone. Next point, that is achieving good health and well-being. The ways of achieving a good health and well-being can be eat a healthy meal, add more fruits and vegetables to your diet, drink a lot of water, get regular exercise, lose your extra weight, wash your hands before eating a meal, protect your skin, get enough sleep, prevent substance abuse, make your lifestyle choice better. Eat healthy meals. What we eat, it is very closely related to our health and even our behavior. A healthy diet can help to boost our immune system and our overall health. Add more fruits and vegetable to our diet. We must have fruits, vegetable, grains, leafy vegetables in our diet. Adding these fruits and vegetables is a very ideal starting point to start a healthy routine. Drink a lot of water. We must drink at least 8 glasses of natural and clean water daily. Drinking a lot of water keeps the normal working of our muscles and joints. It increases the blood circulation, provides healthy skin, and helps in removing the toxins from our body. Get regular exercises. We must do a moderate workout for at least 30 minutes a day, that is half an hour. This regular exercise can help us to avoid heart disease, stroke, cancer, and even diabetes. Then lose your extra weight. Lose your weight if you are overweight. No doubt, no need to wait for others to guide you. If you want to lose extra weight, you have to reduce the number of calories you consume. If you're having obesity, losing weight it means that less heart disease, less cancer, less diabetes, etc. Then wash your hands before eating a meal. Hand washing before eating is a good habit and an effective way to prevent the infections. If we eat something without washing our hand, it is possible that bacteria and germs which remain on our fingers or palms can move into our mouth, which can affect our overall health and cause diseases and infections. You protect your skin. Our skin is the first layer of defense in the body, and we need to protect it. In summer, a lot of sunlight is very harmful to our skin cells because the UV rays damage or even kill our skin cells. But in the winter, uh, problems like redness, allergies, irritations are common skin disease among many of us. So cold temperatures and low humidity levels create dry air which pulls the moisture away from the skin. Therefore, we need to protect our skin from all seasons, both seasons, whether it may be summer season or winter season. We have to take care of our skin. Get enough sleep. Sleep plays an important role in a very good health and well-being throughout our life because it enables the body to repair and be fit and ready for another day. Getting enough sleep at the right times may help prevent physical health problems such as excess weight gain, heart diseases, protect our mental health issues, and improve our quality of life and safety. Prevent substance abuse. We must avoid the smoking or usage of tobacco products, alcohol, caffeine, even sugary drinks. If we quit these habits, it will reduce the risk of death from lung cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Make our lifestyle choice better. We must understand what we should do to enjoy a healthy, happy life because poor lifestyle choices contribute significantly to the development and progression of preventable chronic diseases. We must adopt healthy lifestyle choices and create good and healthy habits so that we can make healthy changes in our life. Now, what influences our health? Uh, our health begins with where we live, where we work, where we learn, and where we play. Even our health is largely determined by the social or economic or cultural and physical environments we live in. Everything where we work or live to our level of education, our access to healthy food, and even the water, air, etc., influences our health. There are some determinants of health, like social determinants of health. The social determinants of health are the housing, education, food access, and transportation, which support our health and can determine the length and quality of our life. Then health inequalities. Health inequalities are experienced by communities of color, low income individuals, and other vulnerable populations. Health inequalities need to be avoided in the individual institutions and structural level. Then the major five factors that impact our health are individual factors, individual behavior, public service and infrastructure, living and working conditions, social, economic, and political factors. Individual factors are just like the age, gender, and genetics. Individual behaviors include the diet, the exercise, and addictions. Then public service and infrastructure, which includes the developments of healthcare, economic developments, transportation facilities, development of community centers, then education institutions, and even the construction of park. Living and working conditions, which includes the working environment, wages and benefits, the air, water, soil quality, and noise, housing, access to food, all comes under living and working conditions. And social, economic, and political factors like racism, sexism, political participation, power inequality, poverty, comes under social, economic, and political factors. The other factors which affect the health are the factors which can affect our health, including the things like housing, financial security, community safety, employment, education, and environment. These are known as the wider determinants of health. Okay, so the factors includes the social exclusion. So people can feel socially excluded for a number of different reasons. These factors may include poverty, old age, mental ill health, or physical or learning disability. This exclusion can have an effect on their health. Then housing. The poor quality housing can have a huge impact on health or making existing health conditions to worsen. Then comes education. Education, many people fall mentally sick when they realize that they did not get the opportunity to get educated. Getting a proper education and qualification plays a vital role in making a healthy lifestyle. Employment. Employment provides financial stability, promotes independence, and is known to protect against physical and mental health problems. We need to provide people with as much support to get them into work as possible. Then planning, proper and good local planning can actively support the health of individuals and the communities. Transport plays an important role in helping people to get into school, working place, as well as the health services. That means hospitals. Then uh, then even other places so where we want to go. While most people have access to car or their own vehicle, but some people don't have the don't have their own transport facility. Therefore, the public transport plays an important role in connecting the people. That about this particular week class video. Hope you like the video. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel, My Intuition. Like the videos, share to maximum. Thank you very much for watching my video and have a nice day.